Hello. Today we've got this Simplex JUY or JUY from the mid to late 50s. In fact, the model specifically is I think it's a Rigidex 35, some sort of tourism derailleur. It's fairly interesting. I've still got the shifter that goes with it as well. We're going to pretty much dismantle it and then clean it and put it back together again. So let's begin. First thing I'm going to do to make it easier to, to move around is get rid of this cable. I thought the cable was going to be really easy to remove because it looked kind of new, but it looks actually really stuck, and even the screw was quite rusty, so maybe it's been there for a while. We finally got something moving. Right, let's just get that off. I think I'm going to start removing this nut. It looks like it's number 11. Yeah. I've had some nightmares with the last two oldie but goldie derailleurs, and I really hope this one's not going to be like that, but I can have a really feeling it is going to be like that. Oh wow, that's hard to take off. Maybe it'll come off better with a socket. It does. Wow, I'm well happy I bought this socket set. And okay, so that was just holding the whole that whole kind of main axle. We've got two nuts here that are tightening this this plate. I'm going to attempt to remove it. I have a very strong feeling though it's going to be extremely hard, but never know. Wow, yep. Okay, that's not coming off. Number 10 for this one. Actually have to hold that at the back while you undo this one. There and there. And this you can probably open it, if I can move it. Yeah, there you go. So these parts you can open like this as well. On the Velo-based website, the person that uploaded a picture of this derailleur, in the background you can see that there's a manual, and it looks like from the kind of technical manual, the drawing of this derailleur, you can see that this part is removable. There's nothing complicated inside it. I think it's just kind of like a piston with a spring, and that's pretty much it. But I tried to take off this cap because it looks like you can take it off, but the only place you can pry it off is here, and I have a very good feeling that it's just cemented, corroded on the these two parts, and so it's going to be very hard to take off. We'll try though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everything a clean, and after I will put some sort of fluid to penetrate maybe the parts to see if we can get them off, especially these nuts as well while we're at it. This €20 I spent on the Proxon set is paying for itself already. Very happy I got that. Although technically I'm just replacing something that got stolen from my car. Anyway, we through a bit of force managed to remove this nut. Okay, so there was no actual real reason for removing that, just for purposes of entertainment. On the other end, I managed to remove the cap to give access to this form of piston. It looks like everything is being held, at least the spring, the parts going up this way, has been held by this little bit of metal, this little barrel here, which is really weird. It's not unscrewable from the looks of it. It's just been pressed in. You know what? I started to push it, force it out, and it's actually gone up a little bit. In the end, I just decided to bash it with a hammer on the other end and get it out. And there you go. For the shifter itself, I've just unscrewed the top cap and just have a look what's inside. It's very, very simple. This will need to be cleaned. Someone's put a very odd shifter cable, or it's been damaged in here anyway. It's not round anymore. But the yeah, very nice design, actually very simple to add the shifter cable in right there. Yeah, so it's going to be just simple. You've got this kind of spacer. Seems to be a thicker spacer with a little tab there. I don't know what that actually does, probably to stop it from going further on here. And then you have this cover underneath, and then that screws down. So I'm going to go and clean that up quickly. I'm going to put a little bit of grease, and there you go, done. Maybe these aren't the originals. They were replaced at one point, no idea. This one though has no tabs, nothing to be able to unscrew it. I've just tried to do it, it's not working. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. The other one finally had a tiny little kind of slit or hole where I was able to push down with a screwdriver and then a plier, and then I was able to undo it, but this one is stuck. So I don't know, I'll just push a bit of grease into it or something, and it'll have to do for now. All cleaned. This particular derailleur is going to find its way back to the bike recyclery where I found it. So I'm not super bothered about how clean this is, but it has been cleaned, and it's now normally going to be usable as well. Let's begin by, I think I'm going to put the ball bearings back into the pulley wheel that I managed to open. I'm going to be putting a lot of marine grease on this derailleur because I'm fairly certain that there's some sort of additives that have been put in here to remove or at least prevent rust, which I think will be good in this one because it might be on a shelf for a very long time. Put the ball bearings back in. The difference on this pulley was that there was a tiny little dent there which enabled me to actually remove this properly. Anyway, let's screw those back on. So the pulley is actually shaped a certain way, so there's definitely going to be a way to put it on. Shall we tighten this so hard that the next person will never be able to take it off? That would be funny. I think we're going to put this piston part back in, so let's get a nice bit of grease. There you go. I think this piston part, I need to kind of get it to go into more of this barrel shape. So I'm going to try and force it in now, see if that works. I didn't really want to go in, but it's going in now. To kind of lift up. There you go. Okay. So it really is just this little part here that's actually holding this in. Now that I managed to get that through, we can stick that here through the jockey wheel cage, let's say. For the pulley, there's a spacer just beforehand. I think so anyway. I couldn't see on the video when I originally filmed this, but I think that's good because you need a bit of spacing here. I'm sure of it. Then this locks up on top. And then you'll have this nut with, you'll see there's one part that's just a little bit raised, and that's actually going to go into there like this. So we're going to need to push this a little bit more down and screw that down. Okay, now right, so it looks like I've pretty much got it in there. I might be wrong about that spacer. If I am, I'll just swap it out later. That's not a big deal. Okay, I think that'll do. On the other end, you'll have this pulley and the two plates that go onto both sides of it. I'll put this bolt through now. I'll maybe put a bit of grease on that. Hold on. Tiny bit. There you go. Stick that through. Then after, on the bottom of the cage, that goes there. I'm not sure what that actually does, this part, but it was there, so I'm gonna put it back on. And then the nut. And I believe it's number 10 on both ends, so we're going to need to just adjust that. I'm going to put the shifter back on, or at least the cable, even though it needs to be changed. That way these stay together. That was the better way. It's quite funny on these bolts. One's marked C and one's marked O. That's everything done. It's way smoother now than it was before. So normally I believe that there's a spring that's located right there attached, and that kind of allows you to, I think, adjust the arm, I guess. What else to say? Well, I think that's everything. So I hope this helped you service your Simplex JUY or Rigidex rear derailleur. I don't know how many there are out there of these left. Be interesting to hear. Until next time, peace out.